Good morning. Um, yeah, so I've just stayed the night at a stranger's house. And I can't even call them strangers anymore. I mean, I'm still amazed at what's just happened in the last 48, well, less than even 48 hours. I mean, okay, so picture yourself as a dad of two children and the uncle of one that's staying in your house, right? You have a two-bedroom apartment. You go into a gas station because you're bringing someone else home, 10 o'clock at night. There's a girl who is from a foreign country, right? She's being helped by two people. She has a phone number for a third. She's waiting for a fourth. What do you do? Like, I don't know. She's being helped. She's not from there. You only have two rooms. So, yeah, sure. Maybe you put her up in a hostel, right? Because you have some extra money. You pay for the more expensive room. Okay? You give her a little extra cash. But then you go and collect her the next day, you bring her home, you introduce her to your business partners, your employees, your family as part of your group, as someone to be respected like you do. You bring her into the office of your buildings where only the employees are allowed to go. You when you bring her home and you have your niece sleep on the couch so that she can sleep in a bed, even though that puts her alone in the room with your children. I mean, what kind of freedom is that? I mean, there's no fear. I used to think that if God gave us these mountaintop wonderful experiences all the time, that eventually they would become mundane because they happen all the time and we'd get used to them. But now I'm wondering if maybe we become that mountaintop for everybody else. Like, not that he's becoming God, but I've certainly seen an awful lot of God in him. And he's shown me a lot of God in a gas station and in his house and at his workplace. And maybe if we let God give us enough awesome experiences and awesome times and closer times with him, we just get to be more like him. And that's not mundane. That's awesome. So, yeah. Good morning. So, we found the church. Okay, so we picked up a guy on the corner who told us where the church was, but there's nobody here until maybe tomorrow. So I wonder what that building's gonna be. So, yeah, we'll come back tomorrow maybe.
Zero zero 24. 00.
Okay, so this is my volunteer place. The church we went to the church, but nobody was there. So I might try again, but at this point, like, he hasn't returned my emails. I'm pretty sure he fell off the face of the planet. But this lady has been doing this school for about 50 years, although she doesn't even look like she's 50. Apparently she's pushing 80, but she doesn't look that way at all. And she still does everything. And she's really good about, like, she does everything and she can do everything, but like, she had inspectors come the other day. She didn't even come in that day because the school is running so smoothly. She has it set up so well. And John knows about it because his son goes to a school where they send the children after they're done here. This is a primary school. So before they go to actual school, they come here and they're educating children that stay here, and also the poor children from the poorest places get brought in by another organization to be educated here, to bring up the education of the family and to try to eliminate poverty in the country. So this is a cool place, and this is where we're going to be, I think. Okay, so we are looking to get a building permit. Well, we applied for one, or he did, and now we are going in for an interview about them, and we'll see if the guy that he's supposed to be interviewing with is here. So this is the building that we're trying to build a small wall in. It's giving us all this trouble. The thing is, he likes to build buildings in the poorer parts of town so that he can bring up the people in that town and the money situation there. So he's running into a problem where they don't actually have the floor plans measured out. So they don't have the floor plans all measured out, and so it's being difficult for them to get approval to build other things inside because they don't know what the building looks like, they don't know if it's up to code or not, and so he's had some approval done and then something went wrong, and so now we're running all over the place because everybody keeps saying, it's not my problem, it's not my problem, and he's like, well, it's gotta be somebody's problem because I got to have approval. So he is now looking at some maps with some people to see if he can figure something out. Yep. Oh, language notes. Dumela is hello, and you respond in kind. You say Dumela back to them. Waring is like, how are you, or what's up, something like that, and you reply with shop, which they also use in South Africa, and I don't think I ever mentioned it in my videos, but shop is like, okay, basically. So, cool. Here we go, we're eating.
Open the meals.
Open the meals.
There we
We're eating out here under this beautiful tree. Yeah? It's a good time. All the goats. How many there are? It's like a whole flock of goats.
This village is plenty of goats.
Okay, so who's got today? Today we've been all over the place, and David is the name of the young boy. We've been all over the place, and one thing that I've been noticing is this invitation. And even the mother said, you know, it's just what we do. We invite people into our house for their whole stay. And I think I'm staying here the whole time. And the woman at the SOS house, where I'll be volunteering on Monday, and for the rest of the time I'm here, she said, you know, all of these things that they had, the bicycles and the bicycle tracks and all that kind of thing, she would just see people walking by and she would invite them inside, and when they saw, then they would give. And even being here is an invitation. And I got thinking about this invitation that just kept coming up, and even all the businesses and all the business things that he has, he's just this invitation that he puts out to people to invite them to come and to work for him, or invite them to come and help him to help everybody else that's here. And so there's this sense of invitation. And even I was just watching like Horton Hears a Hoot, which is a kind of cool movie. Anyhow, there was this sense of needing to be heard, and this invitation to come together, and God sends that invitation to us through Jesus. He's this inviting God that gives us this opportunity to go to heaven with Him and to be with Him, and this invitation of fellowship. So today, God is inviting. Okay, so one of the things that we did while we were running errands today was to get a hotel room, which I was a little confused about. It's actually for, quote-unquote, one of their homeboys, who is going back to Tanzania tomorrow. So we are here to check him in and make sure that he's all and license plates. The red ones are government, blue ones are taxis, yellow ones are normal. Just so you know.